I work for Bush Money Mob in the capacity of project coordinator. So I'm behind the scenes helping to keep a flow, particularly when we're out back and venturing off the bitumen deep into the desert and other remote locations to try and get into places where people have previously not had financial counselling support. Our endeavour is to get into places where people are actually falling through the net. Oh, don't start me on Telstra. I just think it's been such an incredible scam. I think, people being upsold is sort of the front end. The back end is they're unable to meet the payments, and so their credit rating is totally destroyed. And then life becomes even more difficult. You can't get a fridge, you can't buy a car, you can't get in touch with relatives. You become really isolated, and it's devastating. I know Telstra have made all sorts of promises, but I'm seeing that people in communities don't want to go anywhere near Telstra. It's almost like saying it's okay, the hen house is going to be fine now because we've got this experienced fox who really understands chickens. They're not going to come forward. They just aren't going to come forward. When we go in and we start to build trust, we start to find debt, we start to find other ways in which we can support people, then they will tell you, I was sold something at Telstra. I've even heard people in communities say, why would I go and see them? What, do they think I'm stupid or something? They feel really vulnerable when it comes to Telstra. It's all about finding people in communities and communicating well with those people. And yes, they are owed the money that was stolen from them. As white fellas, we put a lot of weight on the value of accruing a nest egg, whereas when we see sums of money go back to who they belong to, we see a completely different way of dealing with it. We see people who want to disperse this money into the community, to family. Its roots are generosity and sharing is what has kept Aboriginal people tight and flourishing for so many thousands and thousands of years in Australia. I feel quite strongly about this. I feel as though there are words that all Australians understand, but particularly Aboriginal people understand the word sorry. And I think they also understand really, at a really gut level, the idea of stolen. I mean, we're talking stolen on many different levels. So the fact that Telstra has not been able to come forward and say really clearly in any of their posters, any of their feedback to Indigenous people, sorry, that word, I think has really hamstrung the process, because I think that means that the fox is in charge. I just believe that what's been stolen needs to be returned.